米大リーグの球団幹部や代理人らが一堂に会して、移籍交渉などが進むウィンターミーティングが4日、テネシー州ナッシュビルで開幕しました。フリーエージェントとなった選手の移籍やトレードの交渉などが活発に行われる場で、エンゼルスから FA になった大谷の動向は最大の注目を集めています。大リーグの毎年12月の恒例行事となっている WM、オフの FA 市場の目玉選手は WM 中に去就が決まることが多く、昨年もジャッジがヤンキース残留を決めました。今年の目玉はエンゼルスから FA となっている大谷で、当初は7日までの WM 中にも去就が決まる可能性が高いとされていましたが、大谷は環境面なども含めて慎重に球団選びを進めているようで、ニューヨークポストのジョン・ヘイマン記者は、
大谷と山本の争奪戦はウィンターミーティングで決まらないかもしれない。そうなった場合は他の多くの市場も遅れていくことになる。
と報じています。また MLB 専門局、MLB ネットワークの様々な番組でも、連日のように大谷のニュースは取り上げられ、ウィンターミーティング中はさらに大谷報道が過熱していくと見られています。そんな中、マリナーズで長年活躍したハロルド・レイノルズ氏が、MLB トゥナイトや MLB ホットストーブなどの番組の中で、大谷について様々なことを話してくれています。WBC の時にレイノルズ氏が大谷とした会話の内容なども交えながら、大谷が一本足打法からノーステップ打法に変えた経緯についても話してくれていましたので、日本語字幕付きでご紹介していきます。
It started at the WBC. What did he say about the getting away from the where this ball lands? That's gonna hit the scoreboard. They hit the scoreboard. Greg, his power is unmatched. I mean, it's crazy. We talk about it all the time, right? But what if he didn't make one little simple hitting mechanic that made us the Shohei Ohtani today? Remember, he came from Japan, playing the outfield, pitching, and a star player. But he is a classic Japanese hitter. He had the Saudi RO leg kick. All right? Saudi RO, for you that don't know him, just look him up. I don't have time to dive into it, but he's got 1,000 homers. All right? He started the high leg kick that everybody does even over here now. Ohtani couldn't get the timing down against the American pitching, and they ate him up in spring training. They just ate him up. So you know what? One day, this is how unique this guy is. Without BP, walks to a Dodger game and says, I think I did this before. And all of a sudden, it's like, what? No leg kick? He just goes with a simple toe tap, and all of a sudden, the man's mashing. I asked him, did you think that was going to take away your power? Back to the WBC. So when you got rid of the leg kick, when you got rid of doing this and you went to here? Yeah, when you did, were you worried about losing power or no?
No, 100% no.
So why did you do it?
Just simple, like, just, you know.
Make everything simple? This guy is a baseball rat. We talk about guys that are baseball savvy.
What's it like to hit a ball that far? What's that feel like?
I don't know.
And Greg, he's the fastest guy in the field too. You can put him in a category with everybody. I don't care who it is, he can do all things. And here's what I'm gonna shock you with, all right? I'm gonna shock you with this.
You're gonna shock me with something?
I said this early in the breakdown, but you missed it. He played the outfield. He played the outfield. He played in the big leagues with the Angels. I had to go back and look at the tape. He played in the outfield. So Shohei Ohtani, I know he's coming off of Tommy John. He's not going to pitch for a year. He's not throwing. But I'm telling you, at some point in his career, we might see him in the outfield.
I hope not.
He can do it all.
I hope not.
He can do it all.
I want to see him mash, steal bases, and strike everybody out with 100 miles an hour.
He's going to pitch.
That's what I want.
He can play. He can do anything. That's the investment. That's the point. That you're getting an investment on a guy that can do. We're paying pitchers $50 million to give us 5 innings. All right, that's what we're seeing.
This guy's also hitting 450-foot tanks and stealing bags and going 5 innings plus.
So you still think he's getting the numbers, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be close to $700 million.
You know, the Shohei Ohtani sweepstakes are going to be top of mind for everybody once we get to Nashville on Sunday. He will be topic 1A all 3 days. Not sure if there's a deal that's going to go down in Nashville or not, but yesterday he won his third consecutive Edgar Martinez Outstanding Designated Hitter Award. Congratulations to Shohei. It really was never in doubt. A brilliant year on both sides of the scorecard, despite not being able to pitch over the final 6-ish weeks of the season. He's in elite company.
Wow.
Only he and David Ortiz.
5 straight for Big Papi.
Yeah, Papi got 5 in a row between 03 and 07. Pretty cool.
Here's what's missed. You know, we're using that DH spot now to rotate guys in and out with rest, and I get it. I understand that. But the value, if you got a guy like Shohei or Ortiz, what that does to your lineup, it's like, here he is, we'll figure out the rest.
Right.
Pretty impressive.
That one big bopper.
Yeah.
That's the way the DH used to be in the 80s. We talk about the 80s and 90s all the time on this show because you and I are old guys. But
my kids ago, that was way in the 80s, Dad.
Yeah, back in the black and white film days, the 80s. Let me ask you this, because there's so much speculation on where and for how much for Shohei. There's this narrative out there that geography matters. We've heard kind of pushback to that over the last month, that winning matters more and that everybody's in play. There's some logical conclusions being drawn to he in places like Atlanta. What are your thoughts for this?
Well, one, I think no doubt winning is number one. Number one. It is not about geographic. He needs to be East Coast, West Coast. That was kind of a narrative that was thrown out there, and he never said that was him. And now that he's played here, he's kind of dispelled that. But it is about winning. He came here. You think about, we always talk about the Cuban players, all they go through to come over here. This guy's a star in Japan. And he came here for one reason, to play with the best, to beat the best, to be the best.
And he came here on the cheap.
Yes. And it's time for him to get paid. But think about his journal, right? We learned so much about that journal he wrote. Like, by the time I'm 13, I'm doing this. By the time I'm doing this. And that was pretty cool stuff, right? Well, the number one thing on that list is winning a World Series. And that's where he wants to be. He came to Anaheim. It was a perfect fit at the time. You think about that club. You had Justin Upton. You had Trout in his prime. You still had a little Pujols. You had a lot of things going on there. That was a club that was expected to win.
Yeah.
They didn't. And he's seen the fruits of what can happen on winning teams. I think he's going to a winner. And you put my foot to it. You can talk about all these different teams. The Dodgers can put people around you, so can the Yankees, so can the Mets. They can do all that. But the number one team is we know what they're going to get every year is the Braves. They're all locked up.
Yeah.
They're all locked up.
You know, the Dodger thing, I heard a really interesting phone call today driving into work. And Jim Bowden and Eduardo Rodriguez were on the leadoff spot, our colleagues at MLB Network Radio. They took a caller from a Dodger fan who wanted to say that, look, I want the Dodgers to win just as much as anybody, and Shohei Ohtani's a great draw. But what the Dodgers need now more is just collecting high-end starting pitching. The two-way talents of Ohtani are going to play anywhere, but maybe the Dodgers are better served trading for Corbin Burns, trading for Shane Bieber, signing Yamamoto, among other people, trading for Dylan Cease. Maybe the Ohtani to the Dodgers thing is not the slam dunk that we all thought it was 6 months ago.
I still think it is. Here's why. We're looking at a true international star.
Yeah.
He writes his own check. You can write that check for whatever you want, and it pays you back tenfold already.
これからも大谷の活躍から目が離せません。皆様からのコメントもお待ちしております。